It's Portland Bulldogs boys basketball on WPPS TV3. Brought to you by the Portland Public Schools. Promise, prepared, and empowered. Now we send you to the broadcast booth with Steve Schwartz and Frank Myatt. Good afternoon. It's February 20th, 2018, and we are here at the Cross Insurance Arena for today's semifinal playoff action between the Windham Eagles and your Portland Bulldogs. This is Steve Schwartz along with Frank Myatt. Frank Healy on camera for WPPS TV3 Sports. Today we're joined by Mike Hoffer. Mike, the last time the Portland Bulldogs were in a tournament game here, they were in a raucous double overtime win against South Portland.
Yeah, that was one for the ages, and honestly, this venue has been very kind to the Bulldogs over the last several years. They haven't lost a game in the tournament here since the 2013 semifinals to South Portland, so they've done very well. They love this venue, and this venue needs to be kind to them because Windham is very tough, and if Portland manages to survive this game today, they're going to get one heck of a challenge from Edward Little on Friday, so it's not going to be an easy road for the Bulldogs.
Well, we just did see, Frank, a very, very exciting game in which Edward Little really kind of crushed Oxford Hills, and they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. On the other hand, we have the Windham Eagles coming in here today, and they're ranked 4th, I believe, and the lowest seed left for the number 1 Bulldogs. The Bulldogs beat them earlier this year.
Exactly, Steve. Way back in December, Portland victorious 61-44 behind 27 points from Teron Moss. For the Eagles, Nick Curtis 18, Mike Gilman 9, and those two have really been their bread and butter all year. A couple big wins for the Windham Eagles. They beat Edward Little 69-54, beat Scarborough 59-50, and most recently in the quarterfinal knocked off Bangor 78-62 behind 29 from Gilman and 22 for Curtis. So look for those two players to see if they can get their shooting eyes in this big venue and see what happens.
Well, Curtis got his 1,000th point this year, something that Teron Moss did earlier this year as well. So these are shooting teams.
Yeah, and you never know the first game in here how teams are going to adapt. The teams that live and die with the outside shot often struggle in their first game here. So we'll keep an eye on who manages to hit shots early and get that lead. We saw what Edward Little did with the lead against Oxford Hills, and it really just snowballed from there. So I know if you're Coach Russo, you want the Bulldogs to get off to a fast start and kind of dictate play. We'll see what happens.
Folks, and Coach Russo, as we hear often, never looks past the game that he's got that day. We'll bring you all of the exciting action in a moment.
The Maine Principals Association welcomes you to Cross Arena for the 2018 NBA Invitational Basketball Tournament. This afternoon's second game is in Boys Class AA North, and it features the number 4 seeded Eagles of Windham High School, the visitors from the and the number 1 seeded Bulldogs of Portland High School, the home team in their retro cross. Today's official scorer is Ellen Durgan. The timer and scoreboard operators are Dave Carey and Tyler Perdue. The physical coordinator is Tyler Patton. And the certified trainer in attendance is Greg Tosi. Today's tournament officials are Mr. Gus Seroy, Mr. Bob King, and Mr. Richard Milliard. Before announcing today's starting lineups, let's first meet each team's squad members. Beginning with Windham, number 5, Nathan Watson. Number 10, Quinn Clark. Number 14, Ben Fisher. Number 21, Richard Greenwood. Injured and not in uniform, Louis Gaddis. Number 24, Leo Ben. Number 30, Simon Chadbourne. Number 33, Derek Ishami. Number 34, Ethan Thea. And now let's meet today's starting lineups. At forward for Windham, a 6'1" senior, number 10, Nazari Henderson. Griffin Foley. At forward for Windham, a 6'4" sophomore, number 25, Chris Naylor. At forward for Windham, a 6'5" junior, number 23, Trey Bellou. At forward for Windham, a 6'4" senior, number 31, Corey Hutchison. Pedro Fonseca. At guard for Windham, a 6' senior, number 24, Mike Gilman. At guard for Windham, a 5'9" senior, number 12, Manny Yugu. At guard for Windham, a 5'10" senior, number 3, Nick Curtis. Windham is coached by Chad, assisted by Al Better, Peter Brown, George McCrillis, Will Plummer, and James Clark. Portland is coached by Joe Russo, assisted by Joe Giordano, Carmine Rumo, and Dylan Goodman. There will be no national anthem.
So here we go. Frank Myatt, Steve Schwartz, and Frank Healy. At the jump, Corey Hutchison and Trey Bellou. Bellou gets it off to Fonseca, quickly up and in for 2.
Good look by Pedro right off the tip.
And right away, the 2-2-1 press. That's broken quickly by Windham. Oh, that's a foul.
We have a block. 3 fouls on the court as we see official King calling the blocking foul against Pedro Fonseca. First foul of the game. Here we are, 17 seconds in.
Nick Curtis, the great shooter, taking it out right now. And he'll find Chris Naylor. Excuse me, Chris Naylor. Well, around the horn a little bit here.
And Portland sticking to man-to-man.
Oof.
And that'll be Portland ball. First turnover of the game. Right idea by Nick Curtis, but throws it away.
Arguably, it could have been a turnover just slightly before that on a travel. But here we go. Teron Moss now with the ball.
Windham showing a little zone here. A little 3-2 look. Try to prevent the 3.
In and out. The rebound will come to Hutchison. Quickly down on the outlet right.
And Windham's game here will be to slow it down. If Portland gets on the run, that's not going to be good for the Eagles. Well, half-court setting is what Windham wants to work with.
Curtis will step out. 2-0 is the score. 6:46 left in the first quarter. Whoop. Mike Gilman. Hutchison around the horn to Nazari Henderson. The post up, nice play there by Griffin Foley. Gets it over to Yugu, who pushes it up to Moss, who saves it.
Nobody on
the
him.
Corner. Boom. It's a little bit of a different court here, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Very difficult shooting venue. But the key is to get shots up early and try to train yourself into seeing that eye.
We have a Portland turnover and a jump.
That'll be Windham ball in the possession arrow.
So taking the ball out here will be Chris Naylor.
Oh, nobody back. Ended up getting the steal anyway, though.
Tehran will float home and in. Well, seems like he's going to be okay with this shooting venue.
Well, in that area right around the foul line is where I've, in recent years, seen players excel. As the foul is called on Chris Naylor, number 25.
Moss will try to make it a three-point play. He does.
Of course, we saw big brother Amir in the last game Portland played here. Really made a living kind of in the high paint.
Not only that, but he scored every point in the second overtime.
Second half, I believe.
Well, certainly.
That was definitely the Amir Moss show. As we're back in this venue, we have another Moss wearing number 4.
And that, folks, will be for the nifty move by Gilman for 2. It's 5-2 as Windham gets on the board with 5:22 left in the first quarter.
That 3-2 zone look. Portland using Yugu, getting behind it.
NBA 3 for Tehran Moss. He's done it every way right now. He's got a 2-point field goal, a foul shot, and a 3-point field goal. 8-2.
Nobody on Henderson. Why not?
Yeah. Nice move, but Tehran Moss skies for that rebound. Windham gets back quickly. Yugu's open, in and out.
And I would say, Steve, if Windham sees any success out of this 3-2, I would not be shocked to see Simon Chadbourne on the baseline for Portland. Great block by Blue.
Fonseca with the ball. He's got Yugu on the right side. He's going to pull up and hit the 3.
Yeah, those shots are falling early for Portland. That's a good sign.
It's 11-2 with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. And who is set to check in at the scorer's table but Simon Chadbourne?
And Steve, if Portland can get going here with Chadbourne on the court, they may be able to really crank up this lead.
Yeah. Moss, oh, that's a nifty play. That's a block. Well,
and we'll have a foul, I believe, on Fonseca.
Yeah.
Loose ball.
By Curtis. That's his second of the game. And so I think Simon was going to go in maybe for a different player, but in light of the 2 fouls, he'll come in for Pedro now.
Absolutely, 2 fouls here, less than halfway through the first quarter. Coach Russo wisely putting Fonseca on the bench. Portland was too worried about Gilman curling around, but bucket won't go. We're going to have a travel.
The fans of Windham are apoplectic of that about that call.
Official King, as well as official Milliard.
We're here on the Windham side. We are grateful for the accommodations given to us today here, both the credentials by the Maine Principals Association and the Civic Center.
Nice little jumper inside by Baloo.
The Cross Insurance Arena crew here as well. We're
8-0 Portland run here. We'll see if Windham can put a stop to it. They like this matchup here, I would say. Curtis on Chadbourne. Oh, and they're going to count the basket. They're going to call that a foul.
And Coach Russo is talking to Simon. Obviously, he's a little...
and that is just what the doctor ordered for the Windham Eagles. Nick Curtis chance for a 4-point play.
Andrew Wing will check in as Henderson will check out for the Eagles. Oh, it doesn't fall. And instead, the rebound will come to Manny Yugu. Quickly up court. Chadbourne somewhat being left alone on the right side, but Curtis is there.
Windham back to man here. They're not going to let Chadbourne roam free.
Yeah, but Whoa.
Chris Naylor is down in a heap under his basket. He'll be up, though.
Yeah, that is a nifty play. It's a basket for Hutchison for 2.
There'll be a foul on someone. We're going to have an official timeout, too.
Yeah, and the foul is going to be on Yugu.
Manny's first. Bulldogs fourth.
Chris Naylor is limping around and wants to stay in. And they're going to let him. Griffin Foley with authority grabs that rebound. 13-7 is the score as Windham has come back into this game here. 2.5 minutes in the first quarter. You go up for the 3. Doesn't fall, and the rebound instead will come to the slightly injured, but nonetheless able Chris Naylor.
And Naylor's still hopping around on the ankle. This appears to be an ankle. Curtis knocks it down again. Windham's starting to find their shooting eye. It's a 3-point game.
Yeah, it's 13-10. Coach Russo wants to talk with his team. 2:04 left here in the first quarter. The Dogs are in front. The Eagles are chasing. Here we go out of the timeout. Yugo sets. He's got Ballou in the middle.
That high post is going to be key, and he's going to get fouled and count the basket. Found the mismatch with number 5, Nathan Watson, covering Ballou. There'll be a foul on Watson. Chance for a 3-point play.
So Trey Ballou, if the Bulldogs can get him going inside, as he's been doing more and more, then watch out, because that's just another threat.
Absolutely, and that's a threat that Windham will have a hard time countering. Corey Hutchinson, the tallest player for the Bulldogs, at 6'4".
For Windham.
Oh, Gilman pulling from way downtown. They're going to say that Hutchinson knocked that out. That'll be Portland basketball.
Teron brings it over half court. Very much of a half court game here as the Windham is not pressing. Ballou inside. Kicks it out to Foley, to Ballou inside. Ooh. But Ballou gets his own rebound and goes up hard. No foul.
Good solid defense played inside by Windham.
It's a 5-point Portland lead, 15-10, with 1 minute left here in the first quarter.
That's going to be a push on Moss. Moss trying to fight through the screen, instead went over the screen. Similar to a foul we saw in the Deering game, Steve.
Well, here we go. Nick Curtis to take the ball out.
2-3 zone for Portland coming out of the inbound.
Hutchison around to Andrew Wing. Gilman.
Good defense
three
inside.
Defenders, and we'll see what the call is
That
there.
should be Windham ball, deflected off Moss. Fans wanted another foul on Moss.
46.7 seconds left here in the quarter. 15-10, the Dogs with a 5-point lead.
A good ball movement. Blocked from behind by Ballou, but we're going to have a foul.
It'll be on Trey Ballou.
Blues first, 6 on the Bulldogs. Nick Curtis at the line, looking to keep Windham alive.
He's got 7 of the Eagles' 11 points. Eight of 12, 2/3 of Windham's points have been scored by Nick Curtis.
Well, one possession game here for Windham. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. They have to be pleased with the effort so far.
Moss from downtown. And fighting for that rebound is Hutchison, and they have 22 seconds. They have plenty of time.
I would expect Windham to play for one shot here. Moss coming out to get the count.
And here's Moss now with 6 seconds left. Oh, my
unbelievable.
goodness. Folks, did you see that? That's how we're going to end the quarter, 17-12. The Dogs in front. So second half action here. We see Greg Tosi, our friend, the trainer from Deering High School.
An official site trainer here for the Maine Principals Association.
None better than Greg Tosi and Ryan Lucas from Portland as well.
We're going to have an offensive foul, I believe, before the out-of-bounds call. Off ball.
Yeah,
Foul be on Foley. So already Portland with 17 fouls means Windham will be shooting a defensive foul from here to the end of the half. 2-2-1 look again.
Portland came out to, I believe, was it 11 or a 13-2 lead. It's now 17-12.
Windham getting the tournament jitters out of their system.
And Windham, a good team.
Absolutely.
And capable of beating anybody. Whoa!
Spin move, travel.
You could see that all the way up from the top rafters where our friend Jeff Mannix is doing the live broadcast.
Windham's 6th turnover. They had 5 in the early going. Have played relatively clean of late. Portland trying to get the double screen for Chadbourne. Now they'll go high screen for Moss.
Hugo with a fake and out into Ballou.
Oh, right idea. Beautiful look
Trey
by
Ballou, and he gets fouled to boot. So useful. That'll be on Nathan Watson, his second foul. And as before when he fouled Ballou, Ballou with a chance to make it a 3-point play. And this time he does.
There's the trap in the corner. Timeout, Windham. Number 22, Andrew Wynn calling it, and we'll take 1-2.
So 20-12 is the score. So very interesting game here so far, Frank.
Absolutely. Windham refusing to go away. Still an 8-point ball game as we are a minute into the second quarter.
Very large scoreboard from the Cross Arena.
And we'll see Portland is going to retool. Looks like they're going to go 2-2-1, half or three-quarter court.
But with their
similar
same
look, they could very well jump to man out of this as well.
Yeah, and with their same players, however.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Windham has to do, is get behind it.
And that's a block by Ballou.
Ballou's second block of the game.
Tehran now calling out.
And we're going to have a foul.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I believe, on number 3, Nick Curtis.
That'll be his first.
Yeah, it is on Curtis. First foul. 4th for the Windham Eagles.
Number 11 for Windham, Hunter Coffin, will check in for Nathan Watson, and Pedro Fonseca will check in for Manny Hugo.
Just pulling it early, but no good.
Yeah. But Andrew Wing with the rebound is...
And Windham will give it right back. 7th turnover for the Eagles to 2 for Portland. And for any team to beat Portland, clean basketball is a must. No team can afford unforced turnovers against Portland.
Did you see how quickly Curtis got out on Chadbourne?
Absolutely, closing out is key against Portland, and especially Chadbourne. And that's going to be Windham ball.
Simon's just kind of wondering, excuse me, I was knocked down, you know.
Well, knocked down or not, he ended up landing out of bounds on top of the ball.
In the... Whoop. Faked everybody out, including me.
Nearly got a piece of it. Yeah, Curtis will be fouled. Reach.
Yeah.
on Simon Chadbourne. Chadbourne second. 8th team foul for Portland. We'll see Nick Curtis shooting 1-1.
Actually, a good look for us, too, because, you know, if you see Curtis running and then all of a sudden jerking back and Simon Chadbourne is near it, that's the issue. So Manny Ugu is going to come in now for Simon Chadbourne. Chadbourne with 2 fouls. Curtis at the line. He's got 8 already. That doesn't fall. Fonseca with the rebound. 20-12. It's an 8-point Dogs lead. 5:47 left here in the first half. Fonseca from downtown gets his own rebound.
He's lucky that Klang came right back to him.
Foley for 3. That doesn't fall.
That was right on line. We're going to have a foul on number 11, Hunter Coffin.
As a
physical game we've seen so far.
5 team fouls for Windham. Of course, 8 for Portland, so they're in the bonus. Moss, nothing doing.
Good work by Ballou, and he'll be fouled.
Trey Ballou is on fire tonight, Frank.
And he is a key for Portland. If they can get strong inside play from Trey Ballou in this tournament, good things will happen for the Bulldogs. As we have the foul on Hutchison.
Well, he's not happy with himself, but he's had a very good year, and we'll see if we can convert 1 of 2 here. He does.
And part of what will make it happen for Ballou and the Bulldogs is hitting foul shots. Saw Portland struggle from the line late in the year.
Gilman pulls up for the 3, and he hits it.
Wyndham's hitting some timely shots.
That's right, just what the doctor ordered for the Eagles. It's 21-15, 5 minutes left here in the first half. Foley fakes, brings it in. We're going to have a turnover.
4th Bulldog turnover. You sense a little momentum shift here, Steve.
Well, if they score a 2-pointer here, they'll be within 4. 21-15 is the score, just under 5 minutes in the first half. Well, tight, close defense here for the Dogs. Moss steals it.
Moss.
It's a foot race. Oh my goodness.
Strong take to the basket.
23-15, and just like that, the momentum goes the other way, but
Gilman same shot.
This time
Hugo will recover it.
That's right. Quickly up. Ballou inside, kicks it out to Fonseca in the middle. It's a turnover.
Andrew Wing coming up with the ball. 5th Bulldog turnover. Fans wanted a foul there.
Instead, Hugo gets the rebound. He pulls up for the 3. It doesn't fall. Yeah, and well, that was very interesting.
Foul underneath, I believe.
As it sure looked like Pedro had stepped out of bounds under the basket.
Foul be on Curtis. We do have Commissioner of Maine basketball officials Peter Webb in the building tonight. And he will be keeping track of these officials as he selects his state game and regional final officials.
That doesn't fall for Yugu, but Fonseca skies for that rebound and still gets it taken.
There we go, Gilman up and in Gilman.
On the break.
Gilman got behind Foley. Foley never saw him.
So a 6-point lead for the Dogs. It's 23-17. The Eagles clawing back well in this game here, folks. 3 minutes, 22 seconds left in the first half. Ballou comes out beyond the 3-point line. Here's Foley. Pedro pulls up at the foul line. It doesn't hit.
Good idea.
Curtis with the rebound. Behind his back. And
that's going to be a head check. Hey, Coach Russo not happy with that. He wants the offensive foul, the off arm. But that will be Maniugu's second foul, and we'll have Nick Curtis shooting 1-1.
So in some respects, both sides have something to complain about, they believe.
Curtis converts the first.
His first points of the second quarter here gives him 9. He can break double figures now. He doesn't because Pedro gets the rebound on that. To the corner. Oh, quickly on Chadbourne is Gilman.
As they should be, Steve. No call inside. Physical basketball being played here.
Curtis with the rebound.
Gilman knocks it in.
What a game from Mike Gilman. It's a 3-point Dogs lead now, 23-20. And Moss from downtown, it doesn't fall.
Portland's not hitting.
Rebound will come to Hutchison.
Gilman step back 3.
Trey Ballou with the rebound. Moss up and in.
Teron Moss, one of those players when you need a basket, you just have to look his way.
How many times has he broken the other team's momentum this year and in his career? The leading player in games with 83, this being his 84th for the Portland Bulldogs.
A nice block by Ballou. Offensive foul. No, travel.
Well, if you're going to turn it over, you'd rather have the travel than the player control.
Then we'll have a timeout, Windham, 60 seconds.
1:46 left in the first half, 25-20. It's a 5-point Bulldog lead. Okay, folks, so that was a long timeout, a TV timeout, in fact. Not our TV timeout, but that
offensive
is definitely an offensive foul.
Well, Windham fans don't like it, and Steve, I think that very easily could have been a block.
Yeah.
Trey Ballou is in motion, but as we see often, most contact under the basket in Maine is called a charge. And that will be Windham's 9th turnover.
Pedro Fonseca pulling double duty here as he is helping the staff and the referee dry up the floor.
Jack of all trades, Pedro Fonseca.
Well, he is actually a gentleman. Every one of these young men is a gentleman. Competitive, great players, talent.
The Ballou high post here.
Oh, inside by
Good inside out look.
Yep.
Right idea, inside out. Yugu able to step into the 3.
Hutchison with his 4th rebound. 5-point lead, 1:14 left in the first half. Griffin Foley set to check in for the Dogs.
Good
Gilman
rebound by
gets the
Gilman.
rebound.
Nobody boxing out Mike Gilman. He'll make you pay.
9 second quarter points to go for his 11 in the game for Gilman. 25-22, it's a 3-point Portland lead. Pedro skies up.
Oh, good work.
Rebound.
Get his own rebound, dish it off. Blue will be fouled.
Finally. two rebounds out of that.
Be Nick Curtis's 3rd personal foul.
You know, that, folks, is a telling statistic. With half a minute left here in the first half.
In and out for Ballou.
And what have we said for many years now is Quinn Clark will check in for Fonseca and Griffin Foley will come in for Maniugu. We need the big guys to hit those foul shots.
Absolutely. A center who can hit a foul shot is a very dangerous man. As Blue drops the second.
That is still his third foul shot of the quarter. Curtis really pushes it down there. Nifty basket for Andrew Wing for two. It's a 2-point Portland lead with 16 seconds left in the half.
If you're Windham, this is exactly where you want to be. In the game going into the second half. Portland's going to hold out for one.
It's going to be Moss.
No good.
At the buzzer, he doesn't hit it. It's a 26-24 lead. The Eagles are within two. We'll be back in a moment. So, guys, what a game. A 13-2 start for the Dogs, and you thought maybe it was in the bag. 2-point game now.
Yeah, you know, it's felt like Portland has been in control the whole way, and then you look up and Windham's within striking distance. To their credit, they haven't been fazed by playing here on the big stage against the defending champs. They keep coming back, hit a few long-range shots, and I think if you're the Windham coaching staff, you got to be very happy right now. This is anyone's game going to the third quarter.
Well, what do you say? Windham, their leader is Mike Gilman with 11 points, including 9 of them in the second quarter, and he really made all the difference for Windham.
Absolutely, Steve. Timely shots for the Eagles, keeping them in this game. A game, as you guys said, opened up 13-2. It looked like ho-hum, another Portland runaway, but Portland is really going to have to battle it out in the second half here. I think if you're Coach Russo, you got to look at your half-court offense so you can dial up in those sets, as Windham is really not going to fade. Windham is a team that also plays on a 94-foot length court at home, so that with the added 10 feet off an 84-foot typical high school court doesn't affect them. They're used to playing on a big floor, so I wouldn't even be looking at the fatigue factor. It has to be execution for Portland. Can they run their half-court offense and get points when they need it out of there?
Folks, the Dogs are led by who else? Teron Moss. He's got 12 points, including a 3. And Trey Ballou, 9 points and 3 blocks.
Yeah, he's played very well, and I think that was a focal point in the first half, was getting the ball inside. You know, Portland has not shot well from the three-point line. If the law of averages work the way they usually do, I'd expect the Bulldogs to start hitting some of those shots in the second half. And frankly, they're going to need to pull away and win this game. Shots that have normally been knocked down earlier in this year have not gone in so far, but it's still early.
Frank, Simon Chadbourne, not even an attempt yet at a 3 tonight.
Great work by the Windham Eagles, closing out quickly on him. We've seen Curtis, we've seen Gilman. Everyone who's on him has been aware when he makes a cut, get to him as fast as possible so that we're not worrying about Simon Chadbourne sitting back there and launching threes from the corner. And really, Steve, this is another venue where it's difficult to shoot. Windham's having early success. We'll see if Portland can counter that in the second half.
Folks, we'll bring you the second half action in a moment. We are back.
Both teams, their original starters. Notable Portland late coming out at the half. They had no opportunity to warm up on the other basket.
But what they did have an opportunity for is, I'm sure, to listen to some instruction from Coach Russo.
Absolutely. We'll see Coaches Pokinen and Russo adjust here on the fly.
As Portland will press on the inbound. Back off.
Key possession here for both teams. Windham wants to come out, get a good looking shot, have a chance to tie it up or take the lead. Portland obviously not wanting that to happen.
Hugo with the rebound, and he's fouled by Henderson.
And a quick foul off the bat. Be Nazari Henderson's first, and the first foul of the second half.
The Windham foul is on number 10, Nazari Henderson. His first, team's first.
Oop. Oh, off his foot. That's an unfortunate turnover for Griffin Foley.
Unforced errors. Oh, Henderson was all alone into the basket off the switch. We'll dribble push out of Windham. We'll have a carry. 10th Eagles turnover to 8 for the Bulldogs.
So the Dogs with a 2-point lead here, 1 minute into the third quarter. Henderson on Moss. Moss will float it in, doesn't fall, but Ballou with the putback.
Trey Ballou cleaning the offensive glass there. That's his 11th point.
Quickly pushed up by Windham, but slowed down just a bit here. Here's Curtis. Whew.
Offensive foul. Nice setup by Manny Ugu. That's 4 fouls on Nick Curtis. And that is a huge call.
And just as huge is Coach Pukinen keeping him in.
Oh, absolutely. He has to, though, Steve. You know, Windham is the underdog here. They must keep Curtis on the floor with Gilman to have a shot at knocking off the Bulldogs.
Ooh, in and out for Ballou. Kicked around like a pinball.
We'll have a foul inside, a hold. Ooh. I believe it will go against Windham.
Number 22 is the indication.
Couple quick fouls here.
Andrew Wing.
I would not be surprised if the officials had a little adjustment in their own locker room at halftime. Moss way off on the shot. We have a tie-up. And it will be Portland ball on the alternating possession.
What do you suppose would have been said at that readjustment?
Well, it was a relatively loosely called game in the first half. And Peter Webb, Commissioner of Basketball Officials in Maine, has been known to go in and talk to officials at halftime with points of emphasis. A nice little jump hook by Trey Ballou.
He's perfected that, hasn't he?
Absolutely. That's a post move that can take him a long way.
Curtis now gets it over half court. Got Moss on him. Got this high screen. Henderson. Foley with a rebound.
Nice grab by Foley. Griffin Foley has been ice cold today on the offensive end.
Well, he's going to try to get it up there again.
He'll be blocked
gets his own rebound,
Gilman.
up and in, no foul called.
They're going to say a clean block by Mike Gilman, but Foley recovers.
Curtis for 3.
Had to pull it, knocked it down.
If you're going to keep him out
Timeout
there,
Windham.
let him shoot. 32-27 is the score. Windham will take a timeout. We'll be right back. So here we go. The Dogs with a 5-point lead. 32-27 is the score.
Momentum killing 3 by Nick Curtis. Ballou loses it.
And Manny gets it back. For 3, Griffin Foley, he hits it.
That's a big shot by Foley. If Portland could get him heated up.
He must have heard you say that he's been cold today because he's got 5 straight points for the Dogs.
Oh, nice rebound by Moss.
And here comes Manny all alone, up and in. Just like that, now it's a 10-point Dogs lead, 37-27. 4.5 minutes left here in the third quarter.
11-3 run in the third quarter.
And that is a nifty move there by Hunter Coffin for 2.
And Manny Ugu is not happy. The foul is going to be on him. That'll be his 3rd. Manny looked like he was setting up for the charge. Coffin pulled up, then Ugu went out and hit him. And so we'll have the explanation from official King.
And, Manny had a word with him, and just this, he's such a good sport. Always a smile on his face, trying to understand.
And here we go. Just as Portland looks like they're pulling away, Windham gets a big shot. As Moss is able to drive in there himself.
It's a 9-point Portland lead, 39-30. 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. Game going pretty fast tonight here.
Oh, nice swat from behind.
Got up and in on the rebound. Wing gets his own rebound, and he's up and in as Ballou gets credit for another block, yet another block. Manny wants to take it in one-on-one. And the rebound will come to Gilman. He's got oh my goodness.
Very easily could have been a travel, but they're not going to call it.
He's kind of slid that foot in there, boy, but 39-34 is the score. 5-point Portland lead as Simon Chadbourne is at the scorer's table set to check in.
As we saw in the first half, Steve, just when Portland looks like they're about to run away with it, Windham comes back.
Oh, what a move by Manny. Fonseca, up and in.
Nice crash.
His 4th point of the game, but a big one. 41-34 is the score with 2:45 left in the third quarter. Each team with its own little stall here. Oh, that's
beautiful
a nifty pass by Curtis to Hutchison for 2. 41-36.
We're going to have a timeout, Portland.
Yep. Portland wants a timeout. They want to talk about it. 2.5 minutes left. 41-36 is the score. The Dogs in front. We're back as Tehran will talk it over a little bit with Griffin Foley again. These guys have been playing since, I think, 6th grade together anyway. Travel basketball. I think they won a national championship in Florida or Virginia. One or the other.
Ball moving around the horn for Portland.
Chadbourne without even an attempt tonight.
Nice work by Windham closing out. Hutchinson with a big rebound.
His 5th of the game.
Good look by Curtis to find Gilman. Right over the top.
That was a heck of a play. It's a 3-point Portland lead. 41-38 with 1:46 left in the third quarter. Chadbourne cannot get that shot
nice
off.
Dish. Fonseca didn't use the glass. Coffin with the rebound. Gilman, I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull it here.
Left-handed. It's a 1-point Portland lead with 1:15 left in the third quarter. The Windham crowd is raucous.
10-2 run in the last minute and a half.
Rebound falls out to Gilman. Windham with a chance to take the lead. Curtis for 3. Looked like he might have been fouled, no call. Simon Chadbourne with the rebound. If he can't get the shot off, he's getting an opportunity at assists and rebounds, and he really is doing it all more and more each game. There he is in the corner. He can't get that shot off.
A little chip screen by Fonseca. Needs to get a body on Curtis. 30 seconds of play. Not a lot of motion out of Portland here. Just running that baseline cut by Chadbourne. And here we go. Moss is going to take it one-on-one. 5 seconds to play.
Dishes it to Blue.
Beautiful
Up
look.
and in. A 3-point Portland lead on the strength of a nifty move by Trey Ballou. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in a moment. So Frank Myatt, Steve Schwartz here at the Civic Center, or the Cross Insurance Arena. I've got to get used to that. Along with Frank Healy on camera. Tournament basketball here on WPPS TV3 Sports. Fourth quarter now. 43-40 is the score. The Dogs in front by 3.
One 4 high for Windham. Let's see what they get out of it for motion. Back screen, nice cut.
Oh my
Beautiful
goodness.
way in.
Gilman is on fire tonight. 17th point, what a move. 1 point lead for the Dogs now. Windham believes they can win this game, folks, and they're playing like it.
That's the key. If they can believe that they can do it, they will have a shot. We'll have a timeout, Portland, 30 seconds. And as we go to crunch time here, under 7 minutes to play in the game. Steve, one of the hardest things to do in sports is win when you're expected to win. Windham has the momentum. Portland has the expectation and the pressure. Cross motion for Portland. Windham playing terrific defense tonight, this afternoon that is. Crashing in on Moss. Oh, and he's going to get that bucket anyway.
Oh my goodness.
There's going to be conversation. Is it going to be a travel or is it going to be a foul? Is that going to count the basket? And the foul will be on number 11, Hunter Coffin. Coffin's second. Moss has a chance for a 4-point play.
Yeah, Windham crowd not happy.
Foul on Ballou. Trey Ballou's second foul.
So Portland with 2 team fouls, Windham with 4. The ball will be inbounded by Corey Hutchison, who leads the team in rebounds.
Well, light man pressure from Portland. And I wouldn't be surprised. Portland's aware that Curtis has 4 fouls. If he drives, I would not be shocked to see someone slide in and try to draw an offensive foul. For
Curtis. Oh my goodness. With an important rebound. Every touch of the basketball is important now. And a great rebound by Griffin Foley. It's a 3-point Portland lead, 45-42.
This type of situation is new to the Bulldogs. They have not played a game right down to the wire, with the exception of that Scarborough game where they've had to execute in the half court.
And actually a great game plan for the
offensive
Eagles.
foul.
Set up very, very well by Coffin.
That'll be the 10th Portland turnover. Teron Moss's second foul. Bulldogs' third of the half.
So Nick Curtis playing with 4 fouls, not really affected by it.
Not at all. He's been very clean. And they're going to say knocked out. And keep Windham inbounding under their own basket.
45-42, 3-point lead, 5:16 left here in regulation. The long 3 as Foley gets the rebound. Andrew Wing took that. It's a very different game here for the Dogs. They slow it down quite a bit here into this half-court game. Portland's starters are on the court here.
Oh, Dillman steals it. And he'll be fouled.
Oh my goodness.
A chance to tie the game.
It's 45-44. Pedro's going to take a seat, and Simon Chadbourne's going to come in. Regardless of what happens here, the Dogs have to get Chadbourne free to take a shot.
Well, absolutely, Steve. Either that or really commit themselves to working it inside. We have a tie game here.
45-45.
High screen. Oh, beautiful rebound by Moss as he puts it back.
It's a 2-point Portland lead, 47-45. There's already been one really huge upset here today as the South Portland girls were defeated by Gorham earlier. Number 1 ranked, I believe, maybe one loss if this season, perhaps.
Oh, Windham there he was at Gilman all alone.
Blue with the rebound. 47-45. The Dogs very measured here. Simon Chadbourne again in the game. And now they're going to see what they can do to break him free. Just isn't happening. Instead, Moss will go in one-on-one and he'll get fouled. Actually, 1-on-2 and he'll get fouled.
Let's see, I believe the foul will be on Hunter Coffin, number 11. That will be his third. Wait for the indication. And it is.
Right you are.
5th team foul for the Eagles. A couple of critical free throws here for Teron Moss.
He makes them both. He makes it a 2-possession game. Plenty of time. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left.
He nails the first.
Teron Moss has been here before, Frank.
Exactly. I've seen him play in state games, critical minutes as a sophomore and as a junior. And he calmly hits both foul shots. Little dribble push. Curtis calling for the screen.
Kicks it back out all the way across to Gilman, who's had the hot hand all quarter. And Blue is hacked.
I believe that'll be on Coffin. As Coffin goes right off the court, he'll be attended to by the Windham trainer.
He's got 4 fouls.
And Henderson will be in for Coffin.
6 on the team.
As Coffin charged with the foul, but he took the worst half of that punishment. As he's attended to, we'll continue play.
49-45. It's a 4-point Portland lead. 2.5 minutes left here in regulation.
Oh, great cut.
Blue, up and in.
Oh, and very nearly an offensive foul, but no call.
You know, I mean,
Portland
he was
it.
up in the air by the time the fellow said, it seemed to me.
That's the sliding under rule you referenced, Steve. Curtis looking to answer, and he does.
My goodness. 51-48, a 3-point lead. We're going to have a timeout here. Windham. 51-48, 2:11 left. 2-1-1.
As we've seen all night, Steve, when Windham needs a basket, Nick Curtis or Mike Gilman is giving it to them. Every time Portland tries to get away, one of those two senior guards, senior captains, is able to claw the Eagles back into it. Moss will be fouled. A lot of options inside.
Yeah, he's gonna keep taking it in.
Absolutely. Foul will be on number 10, Nazari Henderson. Henderson's second, 7th team foul for Windham. So Portland will be shooting for every foul here on in, with the exception of the offensive. Again, a couple of huge foul shots for Teron Moss.
Buries the first one. his 5th point of the quarter out of Portland's 7. And who might last quarter points be reminiscent of?
And it has to be, Steve. Big-time players make big-time plays. We saw Amir Moss. Now we're seeing Tehran. Right idea for both. Get them high screen or a one-on-one situation. As here's Curtis looking to answer, and he does again.
Beautiful pick sent by number 24, Gilman. Curtis with the 3. It's a 2-point Dogs lead. 1:37 left. Oh my gosh, what a nail-biter.
Well, and as we said, big-time players make big-time plays. Nick Curtis, again, getting Windham back in this game. Not allowing Portland to get any extension. They need breathing room.
Yeah, and that's going to be a play.
We'll have an offensive foul on Moss.
And will it should have been, it seems. I mean, Windham has been setting up for those all night.
Absolutely. They've been crashing in when Moss is driving, giving up the outside, daring Portland to shoot. Portland hasn't been hitting the shot, so why not? 2-point game. 77 seconds on the clock.
If Portland pulls this out, I mean, the one thing they've done differently is they haven't had a bunch of players hit threes. And that has been a huge part of their game all year.
Absolutely, and this venue is not the most accommodating to the three-point shooter. Those we've seen, Gilman and Curtis.
Great hands by Griffin Foley to steal it.
That is a huge
crucial
turnover.
point.
Timeout, Portland.
A crucial aspect of this game, we talked about every touch being important. Griffin Foley has had a steal. He's had some key rebounds. 53-51, a 2-point Dogs lead with just under a minute left. Okay, folks, the ball in Griffin Foley's hand.
Critical possession here. We'll see when Windham decides they're going to foul.
Oh, my goodness.
That could be a kick ball, but and Moss is going to be fouled. He'll be tackled from behind by Henderson. And that ball was kicked away by Nick Curtis.
Yeah, I mean,
there
it
is a call
was
for
kicked by
backcourt.
Windham. There's no question about that.
Easily could have been a kick ball violation instead of the foul.
Maybe that's what the Windham fans are saying, kick.
And there's been no indication of the foul. It has to be on Henderson. And it is, his third.
Let me just say this, the Windham fans are knowledgeable, if anything else, in terms of what they're asking for here. And
big miss by Moss.
Henderson with the rebound. It's a 2-point game, 35 seconds.
Oh, Gilman alone.
3 is Gilman.
And he hits it.
Oh my goodness. 24 seconds, a 1-point Windham lead. Griffin Foley for 3. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Foul go against Chadbourne. Portland needs a steal here. They have to get a steal. We'll have a timeout, Windham.
So it's going to be a Windham ball. There are no shots here.
And next foul will send Windham to the line. So Portland has to get a steal or a foul. There's the foul. It will be Mr. Everything, Nick Curtis, shooting 1-and-1 for Windham. Portland with one timeout. We'll see if Coach Russo would use it if they get a rebound off a miss, or even on 2 makes if he advances it to half court to draw something up. Big foul shot by Curtis.
It's a 2-point lead.
And an even bigger free throw coming up.
It can still be a 1-possession game.
And he misses. Rebound Moss. Timeout Portland.
So we knew that was going to happen. Moss with a big rebound. 2 13.2 seconds left. It's a 2-point Eagles lead. It all comes down to this. What to do here, Frank?
Well, first of all, it's advanced past half court. I would expect to see Windham show a little pressure, a little one-man pressure on Moss. And then it's going to be either isolation or high screen and see what Teron can do. He is the player who has to have the ball in his hands in this situation. He is the player Windham will look to have the ball in his hands in this situation. So I'm sure there will be backup plans. I'm sure Coach Russo has something drawn up. He has something in mind here. But I would say all eyes will be on number 4. And here's the pressure.
The Dogs have not been in this situation the last 2 years.
13 seconds on the clock. A massive possession for the season. 12. Moss with 9. He gets Foley for 3. No good. Windham rebound. And that's going to do it.
Windham is going to defeat Portland inexplicably.
As the Windham fans rush the court. The impossible has happened for the Windham Eagles as they knock off number 1 Portland.
Hall of Fame Coach Russo. Coach Giordano congratulating Coach Pukkanen. Carmine Rumo. Folks, what an incredible turn of events this is. Frank and I will be back to wrap up with you for the last time this season in just a moment. So Frank, our third season together, our third tournament together, the third time, definitely not the charm tonight as the Dogs lose by 2 in a heartbreaker to Windham.
And Steve, the hardest thing to do in sports is win when you're expected to win. Portland came into this game massive favorites. They'd beaten Windham head-to-head on the road. They were back-to-back defending Class AA state champions. They were expected to run away with it this year. They had the senior leadership. Everything had fallen into place, but Windham was not intimidated. They did not take a backward step. They went toe-to-toe with the Bulldogs, hit crucial shots when they needed to. Every time Portland seemed poised to go on a run, Windham seemed to answer with a 3 from either Mike Gilman or Nick Curtis.
Well, you spoke about that tonight. In fact, that getting the ball in the hands of Curtis and Gilman was crucial. And in fact, Mike Gilman had 23 points tonight. The 3 of that 23 coming on that all-important last shot that went in that gave the Eagles that lead there at the end. 21 points for Nick Curtis in another great game. Corey Hutchison had 5 rebounds. Nick Curtis had 4. Again, the Windham playing on really firing on all cylinders tonight.
And they really captured the momentum. When they needed it, they could sense the crowd into it. Windham brought a tremendous crowd today for an afternoon game at the Civic Center in Portland. Difficult parking, tough ride in during the workday, but Windham's fans came. Windham's fans were behind them, and the Eagles were able to ride that momentum. Whenever they needed it, they got it done.
And folks, the Bulldogs tonight were led by Teron Moss with 22 points, their senior leader. His last game in a Bulldogs uniform. Trey Ballou was second with 17 points. He had 4 block shots and 8 rebounds as well. Pedro Fonseca had 8 rebounds tonight. But no other Bulldog really had more than 5 points. And, of course, the Dogs do best when they can spread it out, and especially when Simon Chadbourne can shoot. He didn't get 1 shot off tonight.
Windham did a great job closing out. They were able to sacrifice help side and not help off Chadbourne or Griffin Foley for that matter. Close out the shooters, prevent Portland from getting hot with a 3, which is how we've seen them put massive gaps between themselves and their opponents this year. So a difficult ending for the Bulldogs, but a tremendous defensive effort by Windham to take Portland out of their game and force them to play half-court offense. No real fast breaks, no real threes, and limit the momentum-changing plays for Portland and allow their own big threes, their own steals to propel them to victory.
Well, Frank, again, it's been a wonderful season. Of course, the Dogs ended 18-2. Another stellar season. Of course, we have Coach Russo going into the Hall of Fame, the Maine Basketball Hall of Fame. We'll expect to see some postseason awards for a few of the Dogs players, perhaps Teron Moss again and others. And it really has been a wonderful season, and working with you again, it's always terrific, and I thank you so much.
The pleasure is mine, Steve. I enjoy coming back for this every year, and hopefully we'll be doing it again next year.
We have also want to just take a moment to say goodbye to our stellar cameraman, Frank Healy, who it's his third season and his last season with us. And if you could just take a moment to come around and say hello to us, we'd like to put Frank on camera for the first time. Frank, we really want to thank you for being so available throughout the 3 seasons that you worked, not just the boys' games, but you came out and you worked girls' games and really just got better and better each game, and thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. It's been a fun 3 years, and I've been very happy to be here.
Well, and you've got to see some pretty good basketball.
Yes, I have.
Thank you so very much. This is Steve Schwartz for Frank Myatt and Frank Healy for WPPS TV3 Sports saying so long from the Cross Insurance Arena, where tonight the Bulldogs are defeated in the semifinal Class AA tournament North by Windham by a score of 55-53. Good night.